6 months ago, I tried to predict the top 10 Pokemon sets from the Scarlet and Violet era to collect in 2025, and apparently, you guys really liked it. We are at the halfway point of 2025, and I wanted to do an updated list, so today we are looking at the top 10 best Pokemon sets to collect in 2025. I want to see what I got wrong and what I got right, and where I think we are heading next into 2026. I will be ranking these sets based off of age of the set, current and previous scarcity of the set, how much fun is it to open, and how do the artworks stack up against others in the era. Is Blackbolt and White Flare gonna be a flop? Has Prismatic jumped Pokemon 151 for the #1 set to collect right now? I'm gonna answer all that and more in today's video, but first I want to talk about Pokemon collecting as a whole at the midway point of 2025. In the past 6 months, we have been in collectible hell with fights at Costco or disappointing online drops over and over again. Since Journey Together's release, we have seen a huge turn in the market, and that is actually starting to look more like a trend than just an outlier. So as frustrating as it's been these past 6 months, things are looking better. Even with things looking better, product is still difficult to find in stores, especially if you're like me and work a 9 to 5 and can't sit in line at Target in the morning, or by the time you get off, everything is already gone. Online retail becomes your best friend. Online drops are getting better, but they're still not perfect, and the only real way to have a honest chance at buying online retail, you need to know two things. Number one is when and where is the product dropping, and number two, be as early as possible, because once Twitter figures it out, it's too late. And that's where the sponsor of today's video comes into play, PokeNotify. This exclusive Discord community alerts you when Pokemon restocks and drops occur by monitoring hundreds of sites 24/7 all across the globe. And today you can join the Discord for free for a 3-day trial and get 25% off of your first month by using the code FACTORY25 at checkout. Stop going in solo against the bots and the scalpers. Take advantage of this great tool and save you a ton of money and avoid the frustration. All links needed is in the description below. At number 10, you have Paradox Rift. So this set is one of the most underrated sets in the entire era. The Groudon, if I'm being frank here, is one of the best cards in the entire era. At the beginning of the set's release, it was actually printed pretty heavy, so there's a lot out there, and it really seems like this is a set that they just kind of throw in every other collection box. The SIRs are super underrated, just like the set as itself. The SIRs are absolutely incredible in this set. Honestly, if we're looking at it just from an age standpoint, it's actually starting to get up there in age a little bit. It came out after 151. There's a collection of a bunch of different IRs with the SIR, so it actually really makes this set a lot of fun to open. The hit rates aren't perfect, but they're not bad either. At number 9, we have Scarlet and Violet base. So this is the first set of the era, of course. This thing was printed into oblivion. There's still actually a lot of it floating out there. It's just prices are ridiculous on the market. Base set tends to kind of pop up in random collection boxes here and there, and honestly, it feels like we kind of get like random restocks. I don't think they're reprints, but I think they're more restocks. Speaking on reprints, I don't think we're gonna get a reprint of this set. Honestly, this is some of the most fun you'll have opening Pokemon in the entire era, just from all of the SIRs, the IRs, and then the pull rates is just, I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of why the set was kind of pushed to the side, because pull rates were so good. At number 8, we have Twilight Masquerade. Even though the frog is dipping in price, it is still an incredible card. The Eevee is still awesome, and the Carmine is still one of the best trainer SIRs that you can pull in the era. It seems like there was a lot of it out there at release. The set is funny because the set kind of, it was in that time where Pokemon, we could see the shift happening, but at the same time, like, it wasn't as sought after as it is now. Obviously, everything's sought after now, but at the time, people really wasn't a fan of this set. The pull rates aren't the best, but the cards that you can get are actually pretty good. The IRs are great, the SIRs are great. I think it's a really solid set. I actually do think this set is due for a big reprint. I don't know if we've actually had an official reprint for this set. I'm sure we have, but I think we're due for another one. This set kind of got pushed to the sideline. I think we deserve more Twilight Masquerade. At number 7, we have Surging Sparks. It's a great blend of IRs and SIRs. The OnlyFans Pika is honestly one of the best cards in the entire era. The Latias is the best non-special SIR, so not trainer related or terrestrialized. The pull rates are actually really good for a standard set, and we just got a decent reprint of this set, so that's why we can see prices dipping, but it looks like prices are starting to rebound a little bit, so I don't know how I feel about that. I fully expect another reprint though, just because anytime we have these really popular sets like this, I feel like Pokemon, you know, they try to get more of the product out there for us. Hopefully we get it late 2025 or early 2026, that way, because it feels like kind of starting to move down a little bit. Hopefully we get it towards the end, you know, we can get this stuff at good prices, even on the outside market. If you can get it at MSRP, of course, you grab this set. At number 6, we have Paldea Evolved. By far has the best collection of IRs in the entire era. Not very good hit rates though, even though it has a lot of SIRs and IRs. I just feel like the top cards are really hard to chase in this set. I mean, just for example, I think it was literally like 1,200 packs before we pulled our first Iono. The SIRs are actually better than what I think they're perceived. The IRs take all the glory in this set, but honestly, the SIRs are really good in this set. This thing was printed into Oblivion early on, and I don't know if we're gonna see a big reprint. I guess we just seen a reprint, technically. Maybe it was a restock, but hopefully we do see another reprint, but I doubt it. It is the second oldest set in the era, and even with prices being where they are, there's still a lot of product out there. Hopefully we can see more product hit the shelves. Like I noticed, like in my area, Kroger every once in a while will just have like random restocks of cases of sleeve packs. Hopefully that happens. We can get in there and get some packs from there, because I think they're like $4.99 a pack or something like that. At number 5, we have Blackbolt and White Flare. So I combined these sets just because I have a hard time separating them. I think they're I know they're not the same, but they kind of work together. Just based off of what we know now and what we have opened so far in Japanese is what I'm going off of. Honestly, looking at this set, to me, it's basically Prismatic, but with IRs. So you have the Master Balls, you have the Pokeballs, and then you have a butt ton of IRs. So I think they kind of, honestly, it feels like Pokemon took the feedback on Prismatic and was like, hey, you know, the big chases are great, but pull rates are honestly dreadful. And I think they kind of listened and they took action on it, because this thing is full of IRs. The hit rates should be phenomenal. This is the most fun I've had opening Pokemon cards since Crown Zenith, just because of the amount of hits you can get. I will say it seems like a lot of people aren't feeling this set. I don't know if it's just the era or just people just don't like the Pokemon, or maybe they're burnt out. I'm starting to feel like a lot of it's burnout, which honestly makes a lot of sense. I do think that with people slighting this set, I feel like this is a potential prime opportunity to be grabbing some of this while nobody's looking. At number 4, we have Destin Rivals. By far the best non-special set of the era. The SIRs are unbelievably good, and hit rates are actually really fantastic and make this set fun to open. The Ho-Oh, the Garchomp, the Mewtwo, they are some of the best cards we have in the era, and I can't forget the Moltres as well. At release, this set seemed to be everywhere. Hopefully that trend continues and they just keep printing and this thing just gets pumped everywhere, and we can grab up as much of this as possible. If you can get this set at MSRP, it is a must buy, whether you're ripping or keeping sealed. I fully expect we're going to see a big reprint. I know that we're about to change eras, but hopefully Pokemon sees that the tail end of Scarlet and Violet was just an absolute shit show, and they try to do their best to try to, you know, mend that if they can. And not for nothing, it has one of the best ETBs in the entire era. At number 3, we have Prismatic Evolutions. One word: evolutions. Every evolution card in this set is a top tier card, and honestly, they are all fantastic. The only problem, well, there's 2 problems with Prismatic. One, it's hard to find. You gotta pay to get it. If you find it at a big box store, you gotta be there early as possible, and it really sucks, or you're paying an arm and a leg for it. And the next thing is, it's just not fun to open. Like Prismatic, I understand you kind of get that high, that chase of trying to pull one of those big cards or even a God Pack. Outside of that, man, it's just not a fun set to open. Even though it's not number 1, it is still a certified blue chip set of the era. And even though I think it will be printed just as much as 151, it's still nice to buy as much as possible at MSRP. And at number 2, we have Pokemon 151. Original 151 will always be towards the top of the list. Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, Zapdos, Alakazam, the Pikachu, they're all top tier pulls. Hit rates are great, but could have had more sought after Pokemon have special cards. I'm talking like Gyarados, Onix, Machamp, something like that. Even if they just had IRs, I think that really could have put this set even higher than what it is now. 151 has got to be one of the most printed sets of all time. Like, it's got to be up there. And the fact that the prices are what they are is, honestly, it tells you everything you need to know. But 151 has been printed so much. It's incredible. No one's complaining because it's a good set. Overprinting doesn't mean anything because, okay, let me reel back a little bit, because maybe they haven't overprinted. Maybe the demand is so high that they can't print the demand on 151. Maybe that's what it is, and that's why prices are staying. But either way, the print this much and prices still be where they are, pretty incredible. If this set and the next set that's at number 1 is sitting on a shelf, I'm grabbing the next set over 151. 1 right now. I know, that's crazy. And at number 1, we have Palam Fates. This set is the most scarce set of the era. It is the least printed set we have had outside of maybe, I guess you can say Prismatic, but I don't really think so because I feel like Prismatic has been printed pretty heavy. I just think it's being ripped and it's so sought after they can't print the demand, similar to 151. I actually think Palam Fates has been printed less than Prismatic. The Bubble Mew and the Zard and even the Gardevoir are all top tier cards. You gotta think about it, it's the first time we've had shiny SIRs in any era at any point. If Hidden Fates and Shining Fates wasn't printed to the ground, they would be insane. I know Hidden Fates is kind of blowing up right now, but just take a second and think about it. If they didn't print Hidden Fates the way they did, we would be where we are now 3 years ago. It is the least printed shiny set we've ever had, and then you're talking less than any other set in the entire era. If you just look at the prices, chat, it's kind of reflecting that. We should have been on this a long time ago. Luckily, I have quite a bit of Palam Fates. I wish I had more though. That's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This one I really enjoyed making. I put a lot of effort into the editing today. Actually, it's taken me almost 2 days to make this video, so make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you check out PokeNotify, Pokelytics, and our Dragon Scales instant packs on Drip. Of course, join our normal DGen Discord. The link for that will be down in the description. Depending on when you're watching it, we are going live tonight. It's going to be the last live before we head out to Car Party 3. I will probably be live at Car Party at some point, but it's going to be really sporadic and random, so just be on the lookout for that. Have notifications on. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know down below what your list would look like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Poke Factory out. Peace!